Oh, the Nintendo Switch. Such an amazing little console. This record-breaking device uplifted the Nintendo magic to new heights and delivered so much happiness to many people around the world. However, this console is also full of secrets, Easter eggs, and curiosities that are not known by very many. Get ready, cause today we are having a look at amazing Nintendo Switch secrets.
Superplayers.
Did you know that when you connect a Joy-Con to the Nintendo Switch, the Joy-Con icon appears in the same color as the Joy-Con? Oh, you already knew that? Well, what we're sure you didn't know is that there is a Joy-Con that has a camera inside of it. But wait, don't get the wrong idea. It's not a camera to take selfies. It's more of an infrared sensor that the console uses to detect movement. But if you've played Project Labo, you will see that some games show how this sensor works, and the truth is that it is quite interesting and even something creepy. Although not officially, the Nintendo Switch has an internet browser that you can use to go to any page you want. There are several workarounds to achieve this, but one of the most effective and easy ones is to simply go to Network Settings and in DNS options, change the settings to Manual. And once you are done, change the primary server to 45.55.142.122 and select the option Connect to Network. You will see a screen that tells you that you could not connect to the network, but if you press Next, you can go to any page you want. This browser has certain limitations, such as which content can you play on the web. But if you need to browse the internet and you do not have your cell phone on hand, this is another option that does not require hacks or anything illegal. To return the console to its original operation, just change the DNS options to automatic mode, and that's it. Your Switch will work as usual. Everyone knows that to unlock the Nintendo Switch, you have to press the same button 3 times, right? But did you know that different buttons make different sounds? Not really a super epic secret, but a nice curiosity that allows you to make a lot of random silly sounds. Did you know that you can connect a keyboard to your Nintendo Switch? Although not supported on all games, it is pretty practical in games where written chat is the main or the only way of communication. For example, to write in the chat box for Minecraft, or to execute commands, this works great. There are even some third-party accessories that allow you to use it together with the Joy-Cons, which makes the experience even more comfortable. If you are playing in the dark, the user interface on your Nintendo Switch can be really bright, leaving you almost blind. But luckily, there is a dark mode on the console. Although not the most unknown secret, we bet you can't imagine how many people have been with their consoles for years and haven't even realized that this exists. Perfect for those last-minute gaming sessions before going to bed. The Nintendo Switch Labo project is one of the most noble initiatives that Nintendo has had, and in fact, it is unique among the other gaming companies. Basically, the idea is that children can build their own toys and use them with their console. These projects are made using materials such as recyclable cardboard in conjunction with the software that is included, which, by the way, explains very well how to put together some of these projects, which can take hours to build, even for adults. One of the most interesting kits from Nintendo Labo are the VR goggles for Nintendo Switch, which are also made of cardboard, and because of that, they are quite affordable and work surprisingly well. But the secret that many people don't know is that you can not only play the games that your Nintendo Labo brings, you can also create your own video games. Yes, you can! You can program a video game within your Nintendo Switch and share it with your friends and even play video games that other players have made. Very cool, right? Who said you can't use wireless Bluetooth headphones on the Switch? Previously, you had to resort to buying third-party Bluetooth adapters that connected to the console. But now, your wireless headphones can connect natively to the console's Bluetooth. So, if you already have some AirPods lying around, you don't need to bring another pair of headphones to play games on your Switch. Although the Nintendo Switch is a console with modest graphical capabilities, compared to a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox, some developers have been able to do wonderful things with it, such as being able to bring games like Wolfenstein, Doom, and The Witcher 3 natively to this console. However, there are other AAA games that may never be playable on this console, because they require power that the Switch simply doesn't have. Games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, for example. But what if we told you that actually you can play this game on your Nintendo Switch with all graphics maxed out? That's right. Well, kinda. For these situations, the Nintendo Switch uses a cloud version of these games. That is, you see the game on your console, but it is actually running on a server and streaming back to you. And this is not the only cloud game. Hitman 3, Resident Evil 7, and Kingdom Hearts 3, among others, also have cloud versions for the Nintendo Switch. Obviously, the performance depends directly on the speed of your internet connection, but this technology allows us to take a look at the future of cloud gaming and what it will be like to play any game, anywhere. Number 14. We all know that the Nintendo Switch isn't the most powerful console out there, but that doesn't mean you can't join your friends and play with the big boys from PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. That's because the Nintendo Switch supports crossplay in some games, not only with other consoles, but also with iOS and Android devices. Not all games support it, and the type of crossplay varies between games. But to give you an idea, you can play Fortnite, Minecraft, Paladins, Overwatch, among others. If you go to your profile, you can see a history of what you've been playing and how much time you've dedicated to it. A very important piece of information if you are one of those gamers who puts hundreds of hours into Zelda or Fortnite. You can also do this with your friends and see what games they spend time on, which is always kind of interesting. And to conclude, the Nintendo Switch had a hidden game included. This game is NES Golf, which was released in 1984 and was developed entirely by the legend Satoru Iwata, who unfortunately passed away from cancer in 2015. And although Nintendo never publicly admitted, it is quite obvious that this game is a tribute to Mr. Iwata, as the way of launching it requires very specific conditions to play it. The first condition is that it can only be activated on July 11th, the date Mr. Iwata died, and the second is that to run the game, you have to make the traditional signal that he used in all of his Nintendo Directs, by extending both arms forward and then back. Only in this very specific way, the game could be activated. An update eventually came to the console where this was removed, but there is no doubt that it was a tribute to this legend of the video game industry that was such an important part of the team that created the Nintendo Switch during his final months on Earth, but unfortunately could not be with us to see its tremendous success. On behalf of all the Nintendo fans and all the video game fans, and all of the Superplayers around the world, we will always remember Mr. Iwata for all of his contributions to our favorite pastime. And we ask you to please press F in the comments to pay respect to the great Satoru Iwata, a gamer and legend himself that impacted us all. Thank you.